So, Adam, have you ever had a bad day?
Yes.
A terrible day where you just let a bunch of people down.
Oh, totally.
You cried in front of them.
It happens.
So, to win them back, you craft a speech.
Yep.
And that speech just turns them against you even more.
Every day that ends in Y.
I mean, it's such a bad day when you get to the back locker room, your valet comes in to cheer you up, and you just start having sex in the back room, and you start sucking on her.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. It's time for a brand new episode of As the Buckle Turns. I'm Adam.
I'm Tim.
And we're going over Heels, episode 3.
So, that's a no to my questions?
No. Well, yes, all the way up until the locker room. I don't have a locker room. I just come home.
But you have a valet.
Well, I mean, how else do you expect my car to be parked?
No, not that valet.
Oh.
A ring girl.
No, I don't have that. Not at all.
So you just go back to the locker room and pleasure yourself?
No.
Oh, God.
No, it's mostly just crying.
So you cry in front of people and then you cry
in the locker room.
Wow.
And then on the ride home, in front of the cop that pulled me over because I was crying. And then he's just like, seriously, dude, pull it together. Can you get somebody else to come? And then he starts laughing. He's like, look, I'm sorry. Now it's just kind of funny. You got snot coming down your face. And I'm like, look, I'll pull it together. All right.
It's just funny because I just remember, like, last night I just watched Not Another Teen Movie.
Yeah.
Again. It was like, that movie still that movie has so many fucking layers.
Yes.
For a raunchy comedy. It's just like, this is why raunchy comedies get such bad reviews, because they are just raunchy. They don't do the layers that the first Scary Movie did.
Yep.
Or Not Another Teen Movie did.
Exactly.
They have these there's so many layers, and you're just like, I could write. This took a lot more than you think.
Yeah.
Because the layers, it's just like, wow.
There's inside jokes within other inside jokes.
There's like 5-7 stories going on.
Yeah.
That have different payoffs at different times and then just are dropped because it's just that's where it is.
Yep.
And they're making so many movies. It's just yeah. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, we have episode 3 of Starz' Heels.
Robbie Raccoon. No, Ricky Raccoon. Sorry.
It's Ricky
Raccoon. Ricky Rabies.
Yes.
All right.
This is CM Punk's episode that he stars as Ricky Rabies. So let's dive right into it. First off, I want to say one thing I love about this show.
Yes.
I've noticed. Every episode, outside maybe the cold open, takes place over one day.
Yeah, pretty much. It's either we're 3 episodes in. And the pattern has been day of the matches or day after matches.
We'll usually get something. We'll get some kind of for pilot was we got a match and setting up stuff, and then we got after the opening credits, the intro, and then it's the day of that matchup. The follow up to what happened.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's a week later. We're trying to get Ace back on track. All this stuff. It's really a cool idea to just focus on one day instead of. It'd be so easy to try to focus over multiple days when the creators are really just like, and the writers are just like, no, we're going to take a day. We're going to give you other stuff, build off of everything we're doing. We're going to imply things that may have happened throughout the week, very subtly, very little. But we're going to take it. The whole episode is going to be focused on a day, and in this episode, a time period. It's literally from the opening bell,
pretty much,
to the end of the show. So it's not even a full day, and a lot happens in there.
Oh yeah.
So, where do you want to begin, Adam?
I mean, okay. First of all, Ricky Rabies is pretty awesome as a character.
Okay, we're gonna start with CM Punk. Why
CM
not?
Punk.
It's the thing we were looking forward to seeing.
Hey,
so
hashtag CM Punk's gonna be in here and it'll sell more episodes. Gets those tickets.
Sell. Wait,
Yeah.
did AEW buy? I want my AEW money.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Stop tucking in that platinum chain next to that gold chain and that silver chain there.
Look, you just leave my chains out of this.
Anyway, yeah, CM Punk comes in and he starts off the episode right off the bat.
Yeah.
I've seen some of his work, like spots from other like some of the movies he's been in.
Yeah.
And some of his acting has been, it wasn't bad. I've never seen him like bad, but it was also just
Amateur?
no. Honestly, it felt like Batista in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Wooden.
No, in a sense where it's like you don't get it until you see Galaxy 2, where you see James Gunn was writing lines and having Batista deliver those lines that way.
Yes.
Because it was so early in Batista's career, I wasn't sure if that was the performance they were going for, or he just wasn't as good of an actor.
That's the performance.
And you can see later on. I think part of it was a little bit of the inexperience, but it just because it's a James Gunn film.
Yeah.
He planned it that way, and he just evolved it as time went on. But you weren't sure. I think it was kind of the same way. Inexperienced, but it wasn't bad or anything. It's just, but here he had a character. I mean, I'd have to see the whole movie to determine that. It's a clip, but it just seemed weird. Here he knocks this out of the fucking park.
Yes.
He has revealed his influences. He has taken from many people, but there was one person he picked out of the beat to focus Ricky Rabies around, and that's Smothers.
Terry Smothers?
No, Smothers from The Simpsons.
That's Smithers.
Smithers, that's right. Terry Smothers was the big inspiration here. The journeyman who's been everywhere, and all that. So, that was kind of cool, and you can kind of see that a little bit if you know anything about Terry Smothers. But it was a really cool, interesting way of developing the character.
Tracy.
Yeah.
Before you let it go any further, Tracy Smothers.
Tracy. Yeah, I said that already.
Yeah, Tracy.
Yeah.
That's all we ever said.
Yeah, exactly.
There were no other names that we ever used for this person.
Yeah, it's not like we said Brody, the Bruiser, who died when CM Punk was 10.
Yeah.
Never said that.
No. But the look is very Bruiser Brody, though.
Yes, he did take the look for Brody Brosy. But yeah, he did a really good job. He's only in the episode for maybe 15 total minutes.
Yeah.
But he has a really good presence in there. And
they're fleshing out the B stories, like the B, C, D, E, and F stories. Like this was a building episode.
Yeah. So what basically the reason why they're bringing in Ricky Rabies, he is a ticket seller.
Yes.
And after Ace cried in the ring and
lost the crowd,
they're having to sell tickets. They brought in Ricky Rabies because he will sell tickets.
So this could be a couple of weeks later. It might not be 1 week later.
I think it is a 1 week later because the way he's coming back and it kind of plays off. But it could have been a week or two later too.
Yeah.
But everything to me felt like it's the following week.
Yeah.
But for that, so he's brought in because he will sell tickets in there. It's not as full as it was we see in the first episode.
No.
Here because of this, and it's just like he's brought in there, and we instantly get heat from Ace and his brother because Ace, who's supposed to be in the main event, is like, you're wrestling Ricky Rabies, you're the main event. And Jack has to remind him, like, no, he can't go like he used to. He's an opener act. Yes, he's and everything. He's there to something.
He's still a draw.
Still a draw, but he knows he can't go and all that. So it's great. It was a little thing. And Ace is trying to deal with the fact that he doesn't believe even though he's in the final segment.
Yeah.
He doesn't believe he's the main event and all this stuff. But and Ricky's just like how he's back there. He's like we're introduced to him on the fucking toilet.
Yes. Jack is calling him up, and he's like, "Yeah, thank you so much for coming out. Family this, family that."
And then he like lets one
and
go. And he's like, "Oh, sorry, I thought you were."
Oh no, he
on that
flushes.
One. Yeah, he's like, "I thought you were."
I thought you were on mute on that one. I'm really sorry about that.
He's like, it captures.
Oh yeah,
the character of Ricky Rabies.
He's like, you know what? No, I'm gonna take this call right now.
Yeah. To boot, when he finally shows up, you meet his wife and his son.
No, you meet his valet and his son.
You meet his wife and his son, which plays into later on. That's why I'm saying, because we're introduced to his wife, because he's introduced as his wife, and his son, and it's like they little act together, and the blood, and then everyone's like blood is like no one's bleeding or anything.
No. I know you're family friendly and all that stuff.
It's just part of the act and all that. Gets Crystal to help. She gets his wife gets Crystal to help in the valet with making the blood where they talk. It's a little cool thing. We get the matchup, and it's funny how like they're in the back talking about the matchup, and Ricky's like, "Can we do the finish with the reverse DDT? The last time I took a sharpshooter,
I shit myself.
I shit myself."
I'm like, oh, see you put that one in there.
Yeah,
you're like you needed to address the fact that you have shit yourself in the ring.
Yes. For that one, and he's like, "Yeah, we'll finish with that one." And he talks about how like it's easier to tell you what doesn't hurt than what does.
Yeah.
These days, and it's really just him realizing, yes, he appreciates the booking, especially when he knows he can't go as much as he can, but he still knows he's a draw.
Yeah.
So his pay is high, and all that. But he's willing to work with people. He's friendly. It's really cool. The match goes off. The fans get behind him and all that.
Oh yeah.
It is really cool and all. So, but yeah, CM Punk was a great standout here, and we will be getting more Ricky Rabies in the finale.
Sweet.
So,
sweet.
That's gonna be fun to see how they bring him back for that one. If you haven't gone and seen, they do have the list of the description for every episode.
Yeah.
We're not gonna go over them here because if we're gonna do that, we're gonna read them.
Yeah.
And
whatever,
there's no magical device that we can look that up at right now.
Whatever
obviously.
On that part.
Someone really should come up with that, though.
I'm absolutely loving the fact that this episode showed off Jack's wife. I forget her character name right now.
Oh God, yeah. Only there's a magical device that we could look things up.
Her meeting up with old friends.
Oh God, they were the best.
I was just like, oh my God, it is a bunch of wonderful Southern belles being like
older Southern belles.
Oh yeah, these women are probably in their 30s at this point. Let's see, 8-year-old kid. They were college friends.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's post college life, still in their early 30s, being like, oh no, we get to have fun still.
Stacy Spade.
Stacy. All right, yeah, Stacy's story.
Yep.
Of her being a little embarrassed about what Jack does.
Yep.
But her friends get convinced to go to the show.
No, they don't get convinced.
Okay.
They get told by their waiter who puts the appetizers for free because last time that they were in there, they were served. He wanted to get the matchup, but he couldn't there. And they're like, wait, what matchup? They're like, yeah, there's a big match
tonight.
Like, we're going. No, we don't have to. Like, and
she's
like,
trying so hard to be like, no.
When she gets there, she's like, the spots up in there. Like, no, we'll go over here. I want us to be able to touch them. Like one of them.
One of them is just like,
I want to be able to touch
men.
Them. And then you're seeing stuff going on, and one of the best lines, because Ace comes out for his promos, but we'll get to when we get to cover that part. But when Jack finally comes out, and is like she tries to get him to go like get some drinks or something like that, and then like wait, is that Jack? Like they're like, oh my God, he's hot. He's
one of them was like, he's still hot.
Yeah, it's just like, and she's just like, oh God.
She's like, yes, I know my friend had a crush on Jack.
And by the way, in this episode, Jack has decided to upgrade to the pants versus
Yes.
the Speedo.
He's wearing tights now.
Technically, the Speedo is still considered tights.
I know,
yeah.
but I consider this the
Yeah,
long
if I'm gonna
tights.
make this the change, but everything's tights.
Yeah.
That's why I just say the pants. For this episode, for some reason. Who
Don't
knows?
mind the look.
No.
And a vest.
Honestly, Stephen Amell looks better with pants than a Speedo.
Yeah.
Even though he looks good in everything because it's Stephen Amell.
I mean, you know.
He's not as ripped as he was for Arrow, but
Whatever.
the guy is still jacked.
Oh yeah, the cold open on this episode. I'm sorry, we got to go all the way back there.
Okay, what was I can't? Wasn't that him on the toilet?
Tom.
Oh God, we'll get to that one
Okay.
because that ties into Ace's story.
All right.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, wait, we covered that. No, that was you're right. It's
So
like,
Rooster continuing on his. I'm gonna complain, but I'm not gonna do anything about it.
he's not going to actually talk to
Jack.
Jack. He does eventually talk to Jack,
And Jack's like, no, yes, I want to do that.
but when it makes sense to the storyline, and Rooster just takes that as
No.
it's just so never.
No. It's there. It's there, and I can see it.
Yeah.
And what it is Ace takes the belt from Jack, allowing Jack to have actual time off,
Yep.
both personally and professionally.
Yep.
And it's
Hey.
Rooster.
Hey, we're not making predictions here. We're
No,
just
but-
covering the show.
I know.
No.
But, like-
no.
That's what makes sense to the story.
No. Anyway, yes.
But it
he does.
would.
That's the story, the reason behind it, and Rooster takes it as so never.
Well, I mean, most likely the man has been made promises because we find out that he was a phenom.
He's a prodigy.
He's a prodigy in the ring, and then he became a vet. And there was
now-
no belt.
So there's still no belt and everything.
And I'm like, okay, no. What it was is he's been given promise after promise after promise,
By
and
Jack's
at least
dad,
or
the king.
and other promotions.
Yeah, possibly.
Because he does talk about being
Yeah.
in one after another after
Yeah.
another, and I'm willing to bet he's heard this promise, and now he's here,
Yep.
and at least
he's over.
he's over. At least they haven't made that promise yet,
Mm-hmm.
but now
Because-
he's getting to the point of being like, will that promise even be made?
Yeah, because he's not asking for the championship belt. He was asking for a shot.
Yep, that's all he's asking for.
So, but also remember from the last episode, he's wondering when we get our shot, what will he do to keep himself on top and all that.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like he's asking for a reign, but at the same time he's asking for a shot. It's kind of like a double meaning and everything. But I just want to go back just to the Southern Bells because it was just so.
Oh, the ladies.
It was so great because one of the things we find out by the end of the episode is when the ladies go home, they go to pick up their son, and she brings up taking time off, getting a vacation, and Jack kind of makes an excuse, and is like asking that, he's like, "What? You didn't have to come?" He's like you were happy with you had time with your friends, like, yeah, but they get to go home at the end, and then walks off.
Yeah. Also, they have an argument.
That's
Without Jack actually even trying to have an argument, which
Yeah.
she started and then got angry at him
Well, that's
when he asked about it being an argument.
Yeah, well, that was basically him asking, like...
Wait, are we having an argument?
it was asked about the time off and him
Yeah.
saying that he can't right now. And
He's like, not
it's-
right this second.
That's always
But,
what he do, blah, blah. And it's like, are we having an argument? Like, no. Like, and then, yeah. But,
and then she gets angry.
But
She was
we're-
having an argument.
but we kind of see this idea that she doesn't mind his life, but at the same time, she is embarrassed by
Yes.
what he does in the ring.
There's that level of do I just give in and let it be the thing it is
Yep.
and embrace it, or because he's a heel,
Yeah.
and that's still a tough thing, or do I kind of reject it and just keep it quiet? And that's just a thing he does.
Oh, and by the way, Jack and Jack's character are two different people. Because Jack Spade the character.
Oh yeah.
He's very southern when he's in the ring.
Yes.
But when he's talking backstage, that accent just suddenly disappears.
It mostly disappears.
He has some of an accent, but he really draws. Basically, he has that accent. You can tell, but he draws out that accent.
Yeah, he's not actually a heel. Like outside of the ring,
he's trying to do what's right.
He's always, no matter where he is, always trying to do what's right.
Yep.
And sometimes it's what's right for him, and sometimes it's what's right for other people.
Exactly. So, but yeah. So, I want to look at Crystal's story, but it's kind of intertwined with Ace's.
Exactly.
So, we meet up with Ace. He's practicing a promo to kind of win back the crowd after everything that happened. In other words, they've emphasized why he can't be a babyface anymore because he cried in the ring.
Yes, but he's sometimes you gotta wipe the tears away. You gotta dust yourself off.
Yeah, but you cried in the ring.
Yeah, well,
that's what's constantly stressed to Ace throughout this episode.
Yes,
as he's trying to. And Crystal multiple times says, "Or you could let him boo you." It's like, and she looks at it. Like,
and Jack knows exactly what she's talking about.
And he's
like, "Look, I know that you've lost the crowd. You're welcome to go out there and try this."
And he gives him a promo.
Yeah.
To try to win them over. It's a good promo.
It's actually a good promo.
And he does have some ideas. He wants to switch out. One, like drink a beer. Great idea. Just drink a beer.
Instead of wipe away the tears.
Yeah. Then there's another one where it's just like, I can't remember what it was.
Oh yeah, the second one.
And he's like, yeah, maybe not. So it's like, Jack's willing to give or take on, listen to him and everything to help him out. But you can kind of get the sense that this isn't going to
Jack just sees it and he's like, it's not going to work. He's lost it. And he's lost the audience.
And Ace can't deal with the fact that he won't be the babyface.
Oh, yeah.
And we learn why it's such an important part to him.
Uh-huh.
But before we get there, we'll get there in a second. So, when it's his turn to go out and do a promo, as soon as his music hit, the fans are booing him.
Oh, yeah, they are absolutely booing him.
So, when he comes out, he starts getting his promo. The fans won't let up booing him.
No.
And then, in the middle of some lady starts saying, "You cried."
You cried in that ring.
Now,
you're a crybaby.
We talked about how when CM Punk returned, we saw the crying fan.
Yes.
And how people making fun of him, and the people who make fun of him. Still, hasn't changed. Go fuck yourselves. You are fucking horrible human beings.
Exactly.
There's nothing wrong with that. But we're talking about Southern culture here.
Oh yes.
It's still like
and the kayfabe of pro wrestling.
And and all that. Crying is a manly thing in certain areas of the South still.
Exactly. Exactly.
And this is clearly one of them. And he's just like, "Why don't you get down here in my face? I can see you plenty of here." And people harass him. They start tossing tissues at him because he cried.
So the woman was a plant from Jack.
We do not know that.
Oh no, we meet her early in the episode.
Oh, we do.
Yeah.
Where?
He hands the box to her.
I missed
that. That is her. He hands the box to her. You know what that box was, because he goes, "Make sure these are handed out to everyone." And it's the packages of tissues.
Okay, I remember that part. I forgot.
Because Crybaby needs tissues.
See, because I missed it because when we come back in, there's another lady holding a box with different T-shirts. It just
exactly kind of threw you off on that.
And that's what they were going for. It's a nice little twist there. Yeah, I missed that part. But yeah,
the moment that I saw her calling him out, I was like, "She's a plant."
You called it, but we never learned of it. Yes, so. But the tissues get thrown out. He goes out and is like, "What's wrong with being here?" He's like, "I'm a face, because Dad was a face."
Yeah.
Which ties in to what happens in the cold open. So we meet King Spade.
Yes.
He's running.
He's on his morning run.
He sees someone in the field who waves, "Hey, King." He's like, "Yeah." We see that billboard from the second episode that Ace smashes his whiskey bottle against, but it's okay. It's up there. It's new. We can tell what it was.
Yeah.
And he comes home, he takes a drink, he does some stuff around there, does some work, comes out, he's about to go inside. He sees deer in the fence. So he goes in the house. Well, he's going to go shoot it, I said.
He grabs his pistol, and I'm like, he's going to, with a pistol too? But okay.
And he goes on the front porch and then shoots himself in the head.
Yep.
Then Ace finds him.
Comes bleary-eyed out of his room, like, what
Dad?
the hell what's going on?
Dad, and he's like, so that whole thing.
Ace found Dad.
Ace found Dad. Ace, once Jack convinces him to come in to wrestling, he wanted to be a face because of his dad.
I honestly thought when they were hinting at that it was a quick death, I was like, it was a heart attack.
Yeah. Was not thinking suicide.
I did not think a sudden suicide after a morning run.
Because we were like, he just comes out and he puts it in, and
it's falls
off the high stairs.
Yeah,
and we're like, whoa! We were like, what?
Yeah, that was crazy.
And then it just goes
absolutely
into
crazy.
Intro, and I was like, wow, okay.
What a brick to start the episode too.
So and then we later find out that Jack goes to Ace and it's like because like his dad, he's like he knew you were home because he knew you'd find him.
Yeah,
basically telling him like and all that. We then see Ace in the this is when he goes to the back and our cold open takes place.
Yes.
Not between us but like
this
like he's pissed off.
This was after he cut his promo, and everyone just booed him and threw those at him, and he almost...
Crystal comes in. This is after helping Ricky Raby's wife make the blood and everything.
His valet.
His wife. We'll get to it in a second. That in a second.
She was introduced as his valet.
No, she was introduced as his wife.
No.
Yes. And then she's saying, like, you do what, find the right man, you take care of him, give him what he needs. Sometimes he just needs a rub in the back. You're going through to find it. That was a tough, just fast forwarding through that spot, Adam. But anyway, Crystal is just like, you're just...
Valet Vicky. She is introduced as his valet.
But they treat it as something far more.
Oh, yes, because you're introducing his son right there, too.
So, and even she hints at there's more.
Oh, yes, of course, of course.
But it's treated like this is a family thing. Because even he says it's a family.
Oh, yeah, he's quite dropping family quite often. And I'm like, why would you introduce your son and your valet... but introduce her as your valet. What?
Because there is something going on there.
Oh yeah.
Because it's revealed that he's actually married. He's the one coming home, and even she says sometimes relationships are more than what they seem. There's something going on between the two of them, and he's also married.
Yeah.
It's the South, people.
It's polygamy.
Yes.
Polyamorous relationships. There's nothing wrong with it.
They're actually brother and sister. No.
Oh God,
they did not go that. No, they did not go there. But like, it's the South.
Incestuous polygamy relationships.
It's the South, you know.
I mean, it's right. It is the South. It certainly is. Mm-hmm, yep. Mm-hmm.
But anyway, so she's just telling him how you take care of them. Sometimes you just need a massage. Everything. So he's in the back. Ace is pissed off about being booed.
Oh yeah, he hates the fact that the audience hates him.
Yep. And he's supposed to be the face and all that. She comes in and tries to serve him, and next thing you know it, they're at it.
Oh, they go straight at it.
She pulls off, because early in the episode, like, he actually pulls her top up and tightens it a little bit and everything before they go out there.
Yep.
Now he's like undoing it, pulls it off, takes her top off. He goes right for sucking on her tits.
Jesus Christ.
And then
it's a Starz show. There's gonna be sex.
There's gonna be sex. This one felt a little more forced than net a little bit to me. I don't know about you. It
did feel like they were putting as many titties in this episode as they possibly could.
Because, oh, by the way,
Bobby's storyline.
Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get to him.
Okay.
But like we're just like right there, and it's just like, And then we see the little movement for him to get going.
It's like, all right.
And she rode him.
Yes, they certainly did have sex. And but yeah, this is like backstage during the show.
Yeah, in a private room that she closed the door and locked it. And then it's like
she's like, all right, good, you're done.
Pulls up a bra, puts it on, and just like
she's like, yeah, you got that out of your system now.
It's like, and
okay,
then,
I feel better.
So it comes time for Ace to go out there. Ace no, hold on. Yeah, right. Because in the back, this is after Rooster talked to Jack, and he's just like they're talking and they're just complaining about Jack, and Rooster says one smart thing. He's like, yeah, it's fucking like. But he did this one smart thing. He did say that you should be heel, and he's like, what? It's like, what? He's like, dude, you cried in the ring, and he's just like. And you see Ace, he's sick of people playing that. He's like, dude, you cried in the ring.
Yeah.
Hinting at like...
Look, that's not something you can walk away from.
Yeah, like, dude, you're not...
You can't ignore that.
Yeah. So, after Ricky Rabies and Jack have their matchup, he's looking like 2 minutes. He can't find Ace.
They're basically having a smoke on the back.
Yeah.
On the loading dock.
He's like, okay, Bobby, like, I'll have a second match. He's like... And
cue up Bobby's music.
Who's the assistant back? What's her name?
Willie.
Willie's like, dude, you can't do 2 matches. Like, you're not young enough. You can't do 2 matches back to back anymore. He's like,
I don't care.
He tells Bobby like, I'll lead this whole thing. Don't worry, I'll take care. Sends him out, and then Ace is like, where the fuck were you? He's like and Ace kind of looks a little stoned.
He does come across being like, "Oh man, I was hitting that pipe a little too hard back there."
Stoned or drunk, one of the two.
I'm going with stoned.
Same with stoned. Me here, he's like, and Jack has a decision to make, and so
he's like,
when he's like,
cue up Ace music.
He goes out there and he storms the ring, and it's no business. He just attacks, beats down Bobby. He gets him in like because I'm calling this it's like I'm leading, and he leads him. It's basically a squash match.
Oh, it is.
Bobby gets a little offense, like avoiding a top rope move.
Yep.
But then Crystal throws him something. Then
it was a package of tissues.
Yep, package of tissues. And
boom, pulls a bunch of out, shoves them in Bobby's mouth,
and he's like, "What now?" And he goes back. And it's great. He's officially turned. He
turns heel.
He does a mule kick. He's like, that's a heel move. Like, oh,
boom. Oh, he is.
And now it was important to know here. Everyone says this because the girls have gone to the back for this.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, is that allowed? Like, no, that's not.
That's a heel move.
That's a heel move. And then someone calls, that's a heel move. And he wins the matchup. They go back. He
breaks a count at one point too.
Yes,
he's going for a pin, and he breaks it himself, and he's like, "I'm not done with this guy yet."
He's basically like a green MJF. All the heat moves, a green a green heel will try to do just to get the heat, and everything. After the match, he wins the matchup. They go back. Everyone's prodding Bobby.
Absolutely,
for just going
wonderful.
With it. And then,
everyone loves it.
Then Ace comes back, and he's just like, yeah, like. And then he
Crystal goes for a hug.
And like, what are you? I'm not your boyfriend. And he calls Willie a bitch. And
yeah.
He's like, I'm a heel now. It's like, and they go off and talking like, you cannot like.
Jack immediately is just like, you and me off to the side now.
Yeah. He's like,
you cannot act like that backstage.
You do not call it
but I'm a heel now. I'm what you wanted me to be.
It's like, yeah, it's not.
That's not how this works.
No.
You still have to be you backstage.
Yeah, you can't be playing that kind of shit and all that.
You still have to respect people.
So let's talk Bobby's storyline, which we only get a few scenes from him.
Oh no, but there seems to be something going on with Bobby.
Yeah,
he is the most pure person I've ever met.
He opens up. We see him when he got his first scene is he's calling his family about getting the main event.
It's his day job.
And he's
security at staff at a titty bar.
Yes. And he's just talking about, so Adam's like, there's some titties. There's titties.
Titties.
But he's talking to his parents, calling his parents about, leaving a message about how he got the main event.
Yes.
this plays into Rooster the whole thing about like
Rooster's all. Why did Bobby get a main event?
Yep, and he had like and all that.
You know,
and this ties into like this is why people applaud him. He screamed, but when Ace told him to go with it, and he did what he was told. It's just good job, like instead of trying to do what you were going to do, and all that. He caught, and it's just like we find, and also throughout the night, like they ice him.
Yes, he gets smeared off ice,
and then he tries to ice Rooster by putting it in the urinal that he's peeing on.
He's like, "Dude, look down!
Like,
you got ice."
Like, he tries to give him
I'm not gonna take that.
He's like, he rinses off. He's like, "When we wash our hands, take it over there."
Okay.
By the way, this is an awesome another line I have to go back to when they're making the blood. Like, "Hey, Crystal, can you dress him to a sink? Like the one over there. How about one in the locker room?"
Yes.
Like, and she's like, like
yeah.
Okay. I know what that is. Like, but it's just like him trying to do that. He's just trying to be that positive. He's trying to cheer up Rooster.
Yeah.
And then he kind of cheers him up by looking down, and there's a smear of ice
in his car.
And he's just like looks over. He's like, I'm about to drive. Like, do it when you get home. Record it so I know you drank it.
Yeah.
And then he goes into his trailer,
which is in the parking lot. He lives in a van down by the river.
And then we see him on the water tower calling his family, talking. It seems like another message. There's just something not right about this.
Okay.
And it seems like they're setting up some kind of bad backstory for him.
There has to be something that, like, both of his parents are actually dead. And he owns the house, and he just left it the way it was, and he calls...
That, or like maybe his
to leave messages on the old phone.
He was abandoned by his parents, but he just tries to, this is his way to get.
He's just calling a random number.
Or their old number.
Yeah.
Or it just seems like there's something missing here.
Yeah.
That we're gonna find out later in the season.
He's actually been kicked out.
Something, and it's just like.
And they refuse to answer the phone, so he just leaves these messages.
It's just something about it. It's something like there's gonna be something bad.
And it's all about pro wrestling. They didn't want him. His dad's actually a former pro wrestler who's paralyzed.
Doesn't want him in there,
and he doesn't want his son to get in there.
Who knows? But it's built like there's something not right about that.
Actually, I kind of like that one. And his father refuses to allow mom to answer the phone.
Yep.
Because his son went into pro wrestling.
Yeah, it's just it was a fun little story there. I mean, they were so...
Turns out it's none of those things. They were just not awake at the time. And he caught them when they were doing something else.
There's just so much... Like, it's why I like this show. There's so much going on in each episode.
I know!
I'm so hoping that the show gets a second season.
Oh, definitely.
The ratings were down again. Higher in the demo.
Okay.
The ratings were down, but it's a lot of rumors going around. There's a lot of people are watching this on the Starz app, which Nielsen cannot measure.
No.
Starz has the numbers, so they'll know if people are watching it.
Right.
But no one. It's just there. I do hope, because this is a fantastic show. I wanted to get another second season, so I can then just go. I'm writing a script for my portfolio for writing gigs.
All right. All right.
And everything. So, because that would be put that out there. It'd be fun to see, like, if I put it out there and somehow got into Stephen Amell's hands, he liked it, gave it to the writers, and I got a writing gig after that.
I don't believe it, but okay.
That's how that has happened to people.
I know.
The guy who created I cannot remember what show it was. I think who did the Battlestar.
Okay.
Galactica, the remake one, in the 2000s.
Yeah.
He got in on broke in by writing a spec script for Buffy, and it got in the hands of Joss Whedon, and he got hired as a writer through it.
That's cool.
So that stuff like this happens. I doubt it, but like I would use it as a spec script because it's a great. I could think of some great ways to, and having that format of a day in, would be
day in the life is pretty nice.
So, but yeah, we got a whole bunch here. We got a lot more of Crystal.
Yes.
We got a lot more of Stacy here,
Yes.
which was really great. It was fun to see. It is building up, and it just makes it so much harder after each episode being so good to have to wait to fucking Thursdays.
1 week. That's all you have to wait.
Actually, you have to wait 4 days because it's 4 days after the episode airs.
Well, yeah, but still.
But it's just like I want to watch it. Like again, I have all out to down. I mean, find a way to watch.
Yes, exactly.
On pay-per-view.
Live on pay-per-view.
The rebroadcast on pay-per-view.
The rebroadcast of live on pay-per-view.
So, but Adam, what would you give this episode?
I'm gonna give this one. Shit, I really want to be like it deserves a 4, but no, it doesn't. It deserves a 4.5.
I'm giving it a 4 point and 4 quarters. 3 quarters. 4 quarters.
All 4. Wait, so a 6?
No. I'm giving it a 4 and 4 quarters. So a 5?
Yeah.
No.
No.
4 and 3/4 stars.
Okay.
I really like this. Was better than last week's episode.
Yeah.
And it was almost up there. It was really up there in many ways with the pilot. But it was just. But yeah, I really like this episode. By the way, we do have to mention a little bit of a G story with Wild Bill.
Oh yeah.
Constantly calling Willie. And then we find what's going on. He got drunk, and he's
on
like,
a plane.
On the plane, he's like, I'm a big star, and
he's got a
naked.
championship belt around his, and
then he's but there's a star
just
over
covering
it
it
over his dick. No, there's a star covering his dick, but his belt is a belt above it because there's a star there.
Oh yeah.
But he's clearing like the person put a star there to cover
I'm
it.
Wild Bill doing wild things.
And then
he's clearly hammered,
and it went wild. It went live, so it made.
So during the show, it just starts like Rooster's just like, yeah, bro, you gotta Ace, you gotta check this out. That's fucking hilarious.
So yeah, all right, ladies and gentlemen, you've heard our review of Heels season 3.
No, season 1, episode 3.
Season 3.
Jesus.
I'm making a prediction. Season
okay.
1, episode 3. Now it's your turn. If you watched it, comment down below. If you haven't watched it, answer why the fuck not.
Seriously.
So down there, comment there. Also, give us a thumbs up. Smash that like button.
Ding.
You don't smash that like button. You don't ding on the like button, remember?
No, I don't. Shit.
Hey, way to do that. Let's take that again. We gotta do this entire.
Okay. All right.
We gotta do this entire podcast all over.
No, we don't. No, just go. Just move on.
Move on. Yeah, smash the like button, and you made it this far. How long have you been listening to us for?
About 40-ish minutes.
48 minutes. So why don't you go and hit that subscribe button?
Ding.
Ring that bell.
Ding, ding.
So you know when all As the Buckle turns, and I guess some Zop Gaming content.
All the Zop Gaming content.
Except for Nua's. Nua's absolute
why do you do
fucking
this?
garbage.
Every week.
Garbage.
Every week.
Like,
look, it's just got a
your
scheduling
Doctor
error.
Who calendar, your Doctor Who clock, your face, your dick, your ass.
What?
And,
What is your obsession with my genitalia?
Bye.